everybody, and welcome to Live at 4. Mark will be back on Monday. Eric Franke filling in again today. How you doing?
Pretty good. Good to have you back as well.
Thank you. I know you like the weather as hot as you can get
I do,
right?
I like it. We don't get much of it, so enjoy it while you can.
So you're going to like the forecast. We'll get to that in just a second. But here's what's making news on this Thursday. Dane County contact tracers say they're having difficulties with some people cooperating.
And as more people across the state test positive, state health officials provide an update on the state's response to COVID-19.
And a missing Middleton woman has been found. We'll share the latest. Let's take a look outside today. It was cloudy this morning, but then sunny and warm. This is a great shot of a woodpecker. The weather words for today: summer heat returns. And meteorologist Aaron White is making his debut on Live at 4 this afternoon. He's out on the weather patio. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. It's beautiful outside today.
It's so nice. I mean, today is probably like the perfect day of the next 10. We got plenty of sunshine out there. Humidity is rather low. Dew points are down into the lower 60s, but a live look over Madison showing all that sunshine. And we're going to continue with some sunshine as we go into the week. But temperatures right now around 81 degrees. We are going to see temperatures cooling down into the 70s for the evening, down to about 69 by around 10 o'clock. And overall temperatures are rather nice into the upper 70s to lower 80s across the area. So enjoy it for today, because we got those changes coming in the forecast. It's going to start heating up by tomorrow and right on into the weekend. Highs back well into the lower 90s, at least on Saturday. And we could be talking about heat indices approaching 100 degrees on Saturday. So it's going to be a scorcher out there. And also the threat for thunderstorms coming in late Saturday night and into the day on Sunday. But as we talk about traffic, though, not much happening out in the traffic land across the Beltline. There are a few backups here and there. A breakdown over near Stoughton Road. But overall traffic is moving quite smoothly for this evening and likely going to stay like that at least for the next 10 minutes or so. But we will detail that storm threat coming up later on in the show. We could be talking about some stronger thunderstorms by Saturday night. All
right, we'll check back in just a little while, Aaron. Thank you. First at 4, the Madison Teachers Union is requesting the Madison Metropolitan School District pursue an all-virtual model to begin the upcoming school year. A news release says virtual learning is the best model to ensure the physical and emotional health of students, staff, and families. The Teachers Union is working with leadership at MMSD and community leaders to talk about potential concerns regarding the plans considered for the upcoming school year. MMSD is currently planning a hybrid model of fall instruction. Public Health Madison Dane County says we are averaging about 98 COVID-19 cases per day.
As testing and contact tracing efforts are trying to keep up, there have been some concerns the department has that they've had with people cooperating with those contact tracing efforts. Jamie Perez joins us now to explain. Jamie?
At a press conference earlier today, they said they've been having some issues getting people to cooperate when they ask them where they've been and who they've been around. Now, when they do these contacting tracing efforts, the department staff is supposed to call people who are at high risk after they've been exposed to someone who tested positive. But they said they've been having trouble getting people to fully cooperate with that.
We have had some experiences where folks have been less likely to tell us who they have been in contact with or where they may think that they may have been. We are doing a lot of outreach to this population.
They said they're also working with UW-Madison to support this type of messaging to young people as well. They said they've seen some improvements in recent days, but they're hoping the improvements can keep going so that they can get a better grip on this virus.
Jamie Perez, live downtown. Jamie, thank you. Wisconsin approaching now 40,000 COVID-19 cases. 4 more people have died, bringing that total to 832. The percent of positive tests around the state stayed about 6%, but state health officials say the percentage is starting to trend downward.
Almost 40 states are seeing an increase in COVID cases as hospital beds are filling up in some states. States like Florida reporting over 13,000 new single-day cases. Miami is the epicenter in the Sunshine State. The mayor says the city's hospitals are at 95% capacity. Mayor Francis Suarez also says he's not ruling out bringing back the stay-at-home mandate. In Corpus Christi, Texas, officials are calling for refrigerated trucks as morgues are filling up.
I think we let our guard down. I know patients are growing pretty thin for a lot of people, and it's a frustrating time because you're fighting an invisible battle.
In Georgia, Governor Brian Kemp nullified all local mask mandates. And the mayor of Savannah, Georgia, who had issued a previous mask mandate for the city, spoke out against the governor's decision on Twitter, saying it is officially official. Governor Kemp does not give a damn about us. Every man and woman for himself or herself. Ignore the science and survive the best you can. Here in Wisconsin, officials at the Department of Health Services are encouraged by the overall downward trend of numbers.
Melissa Kim joins us now with what state experts had to say today. Melissa?
Well, hi there, Susan and Eric. It might have been discouraging and even at times alarming over the last few months to hear about where the numbers are going here in Wisconsin. But today, officials did express some positives in the Department of Health Services briefing. They say there are still challenges with the spread of COVID-19 in the state, but the partnerships between local public health and healthcare have given them hope. People are starting to understand that this is a community effort and that we're all in this together.
There's some, great things that are happening in terms of, sort of the partnerships that have been established throughout this response. Folks coming together, public health, healthcare workers, trying to really do everything that they can and that we can collectively to help, get resources to people, who need them and to make sure that people, our most vulnerable populations are protected. I would say that, from the, the data perspective, we are still, our death overall, sort of rate has been, decreasing. We're not seeing quite the same level of deaths reported to us, that is obviously a very good thing.
Now, all of that being said, that doesn't mean we can let up on any of these restrictions that we've been dealing with. But with this community effort, they think that things can at least move in the right direction. And that means what we've been saying all along for months now since this all started: staying home if you can, wearing a mask, and practicing social distancing when you're out in public.
Well, Melissa, thank you. With the coronavirus continuing to surge across much of the U.S., the president appears to be trying to end his administration's feud with Dr. Anthony Fauci. CBS's Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
CBS News has learned the president spoke with Dr. Anthony Fauci on Wednesday night. The phone call was their first conversation since June 2nd. It appears the president may be trying to distance himself from White House officials' attempts to discredit the highly respected infectious disease expert. In an InStyle magazine interview with CBS Evening News anchor Norah O'Donnell, Dr. Fauci described himself as apolitical and said he doesn't like being pitted against the president.
The administration is also facing questions about a new directive that hospitals bypass the CDC and submit COVID-19 data directly to Health and Human Services.
The change has raised concerns about transparency to the public and the data being politicized.
HHS is CDC and CDC is HHS. This is something we should be celebrating, which is we're identifying a problem with our public health data infrastructure and we're solving it to get that information.
Lawmakers are preparing to return to Washington. Pressure is growing for them to finalize additional coronavirus relief legislation. Extended unemployment benefits are set to run out later this month.
I think what we'll do is put a more prudent cap on them at perhaps 70-75% wage. So we create incentives to work, not disincentives.
Speaker Nancy Pelosi Thursday again called on the Republican-led Senate to take up the $3 trillion HEROES Act that the Democratic-led House passed 2 months ago.
Mr. President, admit it. You've gone down the wrong path. Ask for direction. Ask for direction from our scientists who know better. They knew better. So we urge the president and the GOP Senate to get on it and help the American people.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has called the House bill a non-starter, but said lawmakers will be working on a new package beginning next week. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
A Middleton woman who has been missing since yesterday afternoon has been found. Police would not say where they found 71-year-old Sharon Wachholz or her condition. We do know that officers were canvassing the area near Common Ground Restaurant and community space this morning. Police said Wachholz enjoys walking the trails in the area. She reportedly left her home Wednesday afternoon to go shopping. Her family says she has a medical condition and they were concerned for her safety. We'll continue to follow updates here on News 3 Now.
Governor Evers granting 18 pardons this week. It's his largest group of pardons thus far. In February, the governor pardoned 17 people. The Wisconsin Constitution allows for the governor to pardon individuals convicted of a crime. We have a full list of who was pardoned on our website, channel3000.com. The renovation at Camp Randall's South End Zone has been put on hold. It was originally set to start at the end of the upcoming football season and be ready to go for next year. Now construction will likely start next year and be ready for the 2022 season. Athletic Director Barry Alvarez says the pandemic contributed to the delay. A renovation project at the Kohl Center has not been delayed.
In a historic move, the City Council of Asheville, North Carolina voted this week to approve reparations for Black residents. The resolution also includes an apology for the role the city played in slavery and enforcing racist policies. The measure does not call for direct payments to African Americans, but rather calls for the city to make investments in areas where Black residents face disparities. Momentum is now building in other U.S. cities for similar measures, something civil rights leaders say is a good first step.
Generations of wrong cannot be righted within 5 to 10 or even 20 years. This has got to be a long-term solution.
Last summer, lawmakers on Capitol Hill held a historic hearing to discuss a measure that would create a commission to study the issue of reparations. The concept of reparations dates back to post-Civil War, when the government promised but never delivered 40 acres and a mule to former slaves.
Suicide is among the top 10 leading causes of death in the U.S., affecting every demographic and socioeconomic group. Now the FCC has voted to make dialing the life-saving suicide prevention hotline as simple as calling 911. Dialing 988 would instantly connect callers with trained counselors at local crisis centers. More than 48,000 people died by suicide in the U.S. in 2018, and there was a 35% increase in the rate of suicides from 1999 to 2018. Bob Gebbia is the president of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and says there are multiple factors behind the rise.
There's generally an underlying mental health condition, anxiety, depression, substance use, with a combination of life events and stressors that for many can become overwhelming.
Experts say the 3-digit hotline also emphasizes that mental health crises are just as critical as other emergencies. The 3-digit hotline is expected to be available in 2 years, but the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available right now, 24 hours a day. If you need help, that number is 1-800-273-8255. Museums are popular places to go during the summer, but many are struggling during the pandemic.
When Live at 4 returns, how museum owners are hoping that people will help them out. We'll have that story when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
About our $49 single vision package. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Dear Summer, how do I make the most of you? Do I kick back and relax? Or climb new mountains? I could go and get dirty. Or switch into new lanes. One thing's for sure, it's gonna be great. Can't wait. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2020 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota.
Hi,
I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. At McGann's, our #1 priority is treating our customers right. We want your shopping experience to be fun and informative so you have all the information you need to make smart choices. We're shoppers too, and we believe in treating our guests like family. We always have and always will. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be so glad you did.
We are the Thrivers, women with metastatic breast cancer. Our time for more time has come. Living longer is possible and proven in postmenopausal women taking Kisqali plus fulvestrant. In a clinical trial, Kisqali plus fulvestrant helped women live longer with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer, and it significantly delayed disease progression. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious liver problems and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Well, if you've been looking for the silver lining in the coronavirus pandemic, it may be this. The number of robocalls dropped.
But that win even may be short-lived. When the pandemic closed stores in the spring, it also shut down call centers. According to UMail, robocalls dropped 40% between February and April. But with the economy reopening, the numbers are creeping back up. And in June, 45% of those robocalls were scams. Now, T-Mobile is offering something new to its customers, including those with the recently acquired Sprint. The free service will block some scam calls and provide a caller ID for every number.
That means every call that comes in will have a name attached to it, and you won't have to play the guessing game.
Customers could also get a second phone number so you don't have to give your main number to strangers. In December, President Trump signed a bill requiring phone companies to adopt technology that can identify spam calls. Red numbers across the board on Wall Street today. The Dow closes off more than 135 points. The Nasdaq lost almost 77, while the S&P 500 dropped 11. As the pandemic continues to grip much of the country, museums are hemorrhaging millions of dollars each day in lost ticket sales.
Nancy Chen reports that as many as 40% of these institutions may never reopen.
New York City's Tenement Museum showcases the struggles of immigrant families dating back to the 1800s. But now the museum is in a struggle of its own.
Without a firm opening date at this point, is it a matter of survival?
It is a matter of survival.
The pandemic forced museums around the country to shut down, putting many of those institutions in deep financial trouble. Laura Lott is president of the American Alliance of Museums and estimates the industry is losing $33 million a day.
There are no ticket sales. There are no cafe shop expenses. There are no events happening in their beautiful spaces. And so their revenue really went to zero virtually overnight.
The Tenement Museum has been holding paid virtual events, and its membership has nearly doubled in the past few months, thanks to a supportive community. But for this and other museums, it's not nearly enough to make up for the loss of ticket sales.
The drop in revenue was too much for the Annenberg Space for Photography in Los Angeles, which recently announced it's closing for good. Same for the Children's Museum in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and the World of Speed Museum in Oregon. Lott says so far, 20% of museums have reported being at significant risk of not reopening, and that number could eventually double.
60% of museums have done some sort of layoff or furlough. And many of those museums have cut deep, meaning they're laying off or furloughing 75 to 80% of their staffs.
The Tenement Museum is among them. Its president says its survival is vital to the community.
It's a place you go to reflect on who you are and what your society is, what your past is, what your future might be.
He hopes, with the help of donors around the world, to reopen to visitors and continue telling the story of the American dream. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
The American Alliance of Museums says museums contribute $50 billion to the U.S. economy, and they are now hoping for some financial relief from the government. Coming up next at 4, a video of a mystery musician playing piano inside a store has gone viral.
And now the owners of the store are gifting him with his own piano. We'll share the story after your First Warn forecast.
With the Volkswagen community-driven promise, you can enjoy exciting offers. And at participating dealers, you can shop at our place or yours.
Click, call, or come by your Volkswagen dealer today and get 0% APR financing for 72 months on select 2019 and 2020 models.
We're celebrating the re-grand opening sale now at Ashley Home Store. We've partnered with the best mattress brands to bring you grand opening savings up to 60% off. Plus, no interest financing for up to 6 years. Shop your way in store or online during the re-grand opening savings event. Only at Ashley Home Store.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years.
Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
USAA is made for what's next. No matter what challenges life throws at you, we're always here to help. With fast response and great service. And it doesn't stop there. We're also here to help look ahead. That's why we're helping members catch up by spreading any missed USAA insurance payments over the next 12 months, so you can keep more cash in your pockets for when it matters most. And that's just one of the many ways we're here to help the military community. Find out more at USAA.com.
Home is dancing because no one's watching. Home is a reason to disturb the peace. Home is laughter. Home is where heads come to rest. A place to let go, and a place to find again. At Stanley Steamer, we love home, and we know that a clean home is a healthy home. We're ready when you are.
The grand reopening sales event is on now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 50% off appliances, including clearance items available immediately while they last. Plus 18-month special financing. Shop online or in-store at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Buy a select 2020 Volkswagen today. And for the next 6 years, you won't pay a single cent in interest. 6 years of interest-free payments. Click, call, or come by today.
All right, take a look at this. We found a great deal of housekeeping going on. This is in our backyard patio. That wren has been diligently cleaning out the wren house just outside of our chief photographer's window. It has been constant activity by this bird to remove every bit of an old nest inside piece by piece. The old homestead has now completely been discarded.
And our good friend UW Emeritus Professor Stan Temple, who's a frequent guest here on Live at 4, tells us house wrens usually make 2 or 3 nesting attempts. He says they're notorious for filling every cavity and wren house in their territory with twigs, even if they don't intend to nest there, which is interesting, to discourage other wrens from using them. He says those end up being handy stashes of twigs that they can then recycle for later actual nesting attempts. And he says the wrens in his yard are just starting their 3rd nesting attempt of the summer. We haven't been able to get a thing done watching this.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Yeah, it's been so fun to watch that.
I'm busy. A lot of activity back there.
So, Aaron, welcome to Live at 4. Welcome aboard. It's day 2. You were on the weekend morning show on Sunday. It's good to have you.
Yeah, it's great to be here. It's a great day for it.
Finally gets some days off. He's still here, though, isn't he? He's always working.
He is still here.
But it's good to get him a little help back there. Great to have you on board. And a pretty good day out there right now.
Yeah, I mean, today's basically the perfect day. The next 10 days, we're going to start to see that heat building in for the weekend, and I'll have details on the heat and the storm threat right after the break.
A WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
Because our shared concerns and our many needs can seem overwhelming these days, it's important to note what's being done as well as what we must do. Food and housing are certainly basic needs we must address. Dane County's doubling of its $3 million investment in Second Harvest COVID-19 Food Partnership Program and $10 million eviction prevention program with the Tenant Resource Center are a welcome response to the immediate needs of many in our community. But the pandemic has also exposed gaps in mental health services and broadband internet access. NAMI Dane County is asking the state to increase reimbursement for telehealth services and psychiatric hospitalization as needs for both have grown. And the state simply has to invest more in broadband infrastructure. We support both and express our appreciation for the county stepping up on food and shelter.
Summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin in 10 minutes with Plexiderm.
Oh my God. I can't believe I have no lines in my face. I'm like 20 years younger.
Plexiderm smooths away wrinkles without foundation, without color makeup, and without expensive procedures. And it works in 10 minutes. Plus, the results last up to 10 hours. And best of all, you could try it for only $14.95 this summer.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. There's been creams, there's been lotions. Nothing works like this.
We were away on vacation. If you go down to the islands, they always want to take you in a booth and put some stuff on you. And my husband said, boy, that stuff really works. And I said, I washed this off hours ago. This is Plexiderm. This is what works.
When I tried Plexiderm the first time, my daughter said, oh, Dad, did you get a haircut? And I said, no, I tried this Plexiderm product out. Oh, you look so much younger. I said, oh, thank you.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing under-eye bags and wrinkles from view in minutes. The science is incredible, but the results are even better.
No, this looks really good. All these lines are gone. Amazing. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I look amazing. It's like so full of myself.
I've had under-eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm. I put it on my face, and I'm not joking. It works.
So take action this summer and pack up your under-eye bags and wrinkles and put them on vacation with Plexiderm. Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back, everyone, on this Thursday afternoon. We saw a little bit of cloud cover this morning, but now we got the sunshine, and it's going to continue for the rest of today. Clear skies, a great day, but we're talking about that heat coming back in as we head into the weekend, and also the threat for some showers and thunderstorms. But for now, enjoy it. 81 degrees in Madison. The wind is light. Humidity is rather low as well. Dew points are down into the lower 60s, so that's good news for today, so enjoy it. But those dew points are going to start to warm back up or rise back up as we get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For this evening, though, temperatures are going to start to cool down. We're into the lower 80s now, dropping down through the 70s into the 60s for the overnight hours. So it's going to be a pleasant night with those clear skies. But then the heat starts to build back in by tomorrow, rising into the upper 80s. But we're talking about 90s for the weekend, and that heat index approaching the 100-degree mark by Saturday afternoon. And with that heat and humidity does come the threat for some stronger thunderstorms going into Saturday night. And we'll talk about that here in just a moment. But for now, we're dry out there on Doppler radar. You see that cloud cover, all that cloud cover in southern Wisconsin dissipating earlier today. There are some clouds and a few showers to the north and west into northern Wisconsin. That's going to stay to the north. We're not going to see any rain for tonight, but there is the chance for some showers and thunderstorms coming in by Saturday. For tomorrow, though, the threat of severe weather, that's going to stay to our north and west. But as we get into Saturday, note that severe weather risk does shift into Wisconsin. Most of the activity, I think the stronger activity, staying to the north of Madison, where we have a slight risk. That's 2 out of 5 on our scale. Marginal risk for Madison, with a few stronger thunderstorms going into late Saturday night into early on Sunday. So here's how it plays out on future track for tonight. We are going to see those clear skies, a light wind out of the south, maybe a few clouds coming in for tomorrow, but otherwise it's going to be a pretty nice day, but there may be a few scattered showers to our north. I think most of the area is going to stay dry. As we go into the weekend, though, note we will see that threat for a few showers and thunderstorms possibly coming in Saturday morning. I think most of that activity is going to dissipate, but the better threat is going to be coming in as another system moves in for Saturday night and into Sunday morning. Otherwise, we're going to be talking about the heat this weekend. Heat indices well into the 90s, approaching 100 degrees by Saturday. For tonight, though, temperatures falling down into the 60s, 64 degrees for the overnight low, mostly clear and rather mild. And then for tomorrow, we will see those temperatures back into the upper 80s, around 87. South to southwest wind about 5 to 15 miles per hour. There will be a few more clouds coming in for the end of the week or end of the day, and then we do warm back up into the 90s by Saturday. Alert days in the forecast both of the weekend days. It will start to cool back down as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but again, we're back into the 90s for the following weekend.
We'll brace ourselves for that heat.
I know you love it. You love it.
I don't mind it. All right, Aaron, thank you. An impromptu performance at a Massachusetts store turned into the gift of a lifetime for one mystery musician.
The young man delighted shoppers with a little music, and the store delighted him with a piano. But first, they had to find him. CBS's Michael George explains from New York.
A mystery musician popped into Remarkable Cleanouts and Services over the weekend and asked to play the piano. Video of the impromptu performance was a hit online, and store owner Mark Waters got an idea.
I said, well, give him the piano, bring the kid in. We'll be more than happy to bring it to him, you know, but we can't find him. Can't find him. Nobody knows who this young man was.
They managed to track down John Capron, a college student in Boston, through social media.
It didn't make sense, so I looked it up, and then I saw you post on Twitter. Then I was like, all right, I have to respond to this to make sure I'm not in trouble.
Quite the opposite. Waters wanted to give Capron the $200 piano for free. But then he upped his offer.
It's a nicer name. It's called a Steinway. You ever hear of Steinway?
You do not own a Steinway.
You're gonna own a Steinway.
Are you serious?
That piano is valued at $3,000. Waters was as happy to give the gift as Capron was to receive it.
I'm a giver, you should say. I like to give. And when I give to you and you smile, that makes me feel good. You know, if you can make somebody else happy, bring a little joy in their heart. That's what life's about, brother. Peace be with you.
Michael George, CBS News.
Oh, I love that story.
That's amazing,
You
isn't
do
it?
good things, they come back to you. The store also received offers from moving companies to deliver the piano for free.
That's a really big bonus. Have you ever had to move a piano?
No.
It's not cheap and it's not easy. Can't do it yourself. All right, more to come at 4. When we come back, Dr. Zorba Pastor joins us to talk about when and if you should return to the gym as the pandemic rolls on.
And we're also going to be taking your phone calls as well. And then tonight at 5, the Goodman Pool is reopening, but not without restrictions. We'll tell you what they are coming up tonight at 5.
Dear Penny, heads we stay local, tails we hit the road. With a new Toyota, you'll always land a winner. Your friends, Toyota.
Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2020 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota.
I'm here.
Auntie's here.
Hey, Mom and Dad here.
Shall we begin?
Together, nothing can keep us apart. That's why U.S. Cellular is building powerful 5G coverage that works inside and out. And now, get $700 off the latest phones. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan, New York.
Sometimes you run out of fresh at the wrong time. Luckily, Pick and Save delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need, so you can get back to being you. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Baca Enterprises is truly humbled and thankful to all of our employees, residents, families, and vendors for their patience and cooperation.
Our employees have gone above and beyond with sanitation efforts, altering their daily routines, all while spreading joy and happiness throughout our communities.
Looking to the future, Baca Enterprises will be here for you.
To provide a sense of security and to provide comfort by keeping you safe and healthy.
Baca Enterprises is helping you live life with confidence. Visit our website to schedule your tour today.
It was a dark night in drive-thru land. The people had grown tired of greasy burgers and gut bombs. But then, 3 heroes emerged. Their savory sauces brought courage. Their juicy tomatoes brought might. Their roast chicken brought the taste of roast chicken. They were called Arby's New Market Fresh Wraps. And everyone ate happily ever after the end. Arby's, we have the meats.
Dear Penny, heads we stay local, tails we hit the road. With a new Toyota, you'll always land a winner. Your friends, Toyota.
Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2020 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota.
Tonight at 5, we're continuing to see shots fired incidents increase in Madison. What Interim Police Chief Vic Wall is saying about the increase in violence at 5.
Temperatures will climb back into the upper 80s tomorrow and into the lower 90s on Saturday. Some strong thunderstorms may be possible Saturday night. Chris has your first horn forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, Wisconsin Democrats call to remove barriers to unemployment insurance that were added during former Governor Walker's administration.
Live look downtown this afternoon. Beautiful day out there. Humidity is a little low, bright sunshine, and the heat is going to be on this weekend, so enjoy it today. The pandemic is still making headlines, of course, as the U.S. sees its biggest surge since the start of the pandemic.
Yeah, it's time to get our weekly check-in with Dr. Zorba Pastor. Zorba, good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
A lot of people have been having questions about the safety of going to gyms. You know, everyone was kind of excited at first when the gyms opened up, but now maybe not so excited. They got to wear masks. And what are your thoughts as they try to do this?
Well, you know, first of all, if you're even thinking about going to the gym, you have to look at your risk factors. So if you're a diabetic, if you have heart disease, if you're over the age of 65, you obviously have risk factors for COVID. So the idea of exercising close to somebody else really becomes a very, very problematic thing, really becomes something that's very difficult. The second thing is, if you're going to go to a gym, you really want to make sure that they're looking at social distancing. Now, that's hard to do if you're in a class. I can't imagine a class with social distancing unless they actually take and make sure people stay in a certain spot and they social distance, because we know that that's the #1 thing to keep the spread from happening. It's not just the mask. The mask is minimal. Social distancing is maximal. And then the final thing is you want to know whether or not your gym is actually scrubbing things down. Are they actually wiping things down afterwards? Are they actually taking care? Are people actually wearing a mask when they're exercising? Because that's the way we have to do it. And frankly, this is the new normal until we have a vaccine, and the earliest a vaccine is going to be here, in my judgment, is probably a year from now. So we have to adjust and figure out how to do this in a safe manner.
We're going to be taking your calls in just a little while. Zorba, do you think you should be wearing a mask whenever you exercise, indoors or outdoors? Like if you're running, should you be running with a mask on?
You know, I think if you're running and you're just sort of running down the street, you're not near people, I don't think you really have to wear a mask. Once again, as long as you're 6 feet away from people, you're for the most part not going to spread it. On the other end, if you're running and you feel like you're going to be close to people, let's say down the bike path in Madison and there are lots of people running, then a mask is the best way to do it. And frankly, I've exercised when I'm, if I'm exercising, I'm wearing a lightweight mask. I don't find it that difficult. Do I sweat more? Yes. But on the other hand, when I sweat more, I feel like I'm actually doing more. I may not be doing more, but I feel like I'm doing more. So I think it's okay. Once again, if you're going to err on the side of safety, just like we put on our seatbelts, we're on the side of safety. And I think the important thing, as you know, in every county, it is not required to wear a mask. But if you're intelligent, if you're smart, if you're polite, wear a mask. Just like you wash your hands after you go to the toilet, put a mask on, save other people's lives.
Yeah, if we start doing this, you know, and stick with it, now they're saying, you know, maybe at the beginning they said, oh, we don't need to wear masks. Now maybe people are going to, you know, we keep learning more things about what's going to work, right?
Right. Science is messy. That's the way it is. If everyone in the U.S. put on a mask, we would tamp down the epidemic, and we would keep it down in the pandemic, and we would keep it down until we finally had an immunization. But the reality is, unfortunately, politics has entered into this, but the reality is, be a good citizen, wear a mask.
All right, very good. If you have a question for Dr. Zorba Pastor, now is the time to call in. The number is 270-9933. Zorba, stand by just a little bit. We'll have a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take your calls. So call now if you have a question.
Any day is a great day to drink a beer. So we thought we'd visit Beloit and go on a brewery tour. Our first stop is right here at G5 Brewing. Eric, take it away.
Yeah, so G5 Brewing, we've been open about a year. All 12 of our taps are brewed in-house and are constantly rotating. We use as much beer as possible in our food, so you'll see it in a lot of different items. And we really kind of focus on a relaxed atmosphere, a lot of open concepts, a nice big patio for you to enjoy during the summer, which a lot of people are doing right now. We really hope you enjoy G5 and you stop by when you can, and cheers to that.
Cheers. Meet the creative genius behind G5 Brewing. Tell us about this great setup, Tim.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we make everything right here in-house. Calendar year, we have 81 different beers on tap, and we love for people to come up and try a style, be open, and sit down and enjoy at the bar, a flight, or like we are, in the glass.
Well, we've lost count of how many we've had, but we have made it to our next destination here at Cheesehead Brewery. Tom, fill us in about this great place that is very Wisconsin-themed.
Yeah, Cheesehead Brewing is a brand new brewery tap room. We celebrate, as we've discussed, our food culture and our beer culture of Wisconsin.
And tell me again what this is. This is
a Cherry Alvarez.
Oh.
They're all Wisconsin-themed beers, but it's a cherry chocolate porter. And
what a combination.
Yeah, the cherries come from Door County. So we sell Door County cherries and cherry juices here too.
In case you're one of those people who need to make drinking just a little bit more fun, you can pick up one of the passports. Both of our destinations are featured in here in this great Beloit passport.
Right. It's all about celebrating the craft beer culture in Beloit.
It sure is. Cheers, Tom. Thank you. I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
Champion Windows is back with our best sale of the year. It's the Champion Stimulus Plan. Right now, get 50% off new windows, plus low interest and 12-month no payment financing options. Call now for your free estimate or learn more at getchampionwindows.com today.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. We know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. When you shop at McGann's, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples just starting out to people my age, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, most purchases include free delivery and setup. Shop McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
Hey everyone, it'll be a good weekend to stay inside in the AC if you can. Hattie's going to tell us just how hot it's going to be in her first warn forecast.
And times are tough for farmers. We'll tell you how one farmer is thinking outside the box with a new type of milk.
See you at 4:30.
As we take a look at traffic across the area right now, not too much happening in across the Beltline. There are a few stalled vehicles, one near Stoughton Road. This has been going on for about the last 15 minutes or so, so I don't think it's going to really cause too much in the way of backups. Also, another stalled vehicle near Todd Drive and Southtown Drive there. That's also on the Beltline, but there is a little bit of a slowdown here on Fish Hatchery. You'll notice the northbound lanes down to about 8 miles per hour for the speeds, but southbound still looking pretty good. And as we head into downtown, there are, of course, some backups down on East Washington as well. But looking at John Nolan, things are fairly clear, and I think they are going to stay the way as we head through the next 15 minutes or so. And that's a look at your first warn traffic.
All right, Aaron, thank you. A Michigan jewelry store forced to close by the pandemic is going out with a bang. Its owners say they buried roughly $1 million in jewelry in a statewide treasure hunt. Real engagement rings, precious coins, gold, silver, all up for grabs. The owners say it's buried everywhere, from Detroit to the Upper Peninsula. They say each treasure valued at about $4,000 and is fitted with a GPS tracker. $49 will buy you a shot at the buried booty, and the hunt starts on August 1st.
We will definitely follow this.
That's pretty
it is a pretty cool idea.
All right, as we promised, time to get your medical questions answered live.
Dr. Zorba Pastor is standing by. If you have a question, the number to call is 270-9933. Let's go right to the phones, and we'll start with Barbara in Madison. Hi, Barbara. What's your question?
Yes, I was wondering, I have chronic COPD and I have difficulty breathing, and when I go grocery shopping, I need to take a tank with me. And I'm just wondering what advice you would have. I want to, want to obey the law, but I have a hard time breathing in and out of mask. I feel like I have a pillow on my head, and I just wondered, is there any advice you would give me? I don't want to break the law, but I have very difficult time breathing.
You bet. There are a few things. First of all, number one, if you can get somebody else to shop for you, much better idea. Number two, if you can't get somebody else to shop for you, do it online so they can bring it out to the car. That's really the best advice I can give. You've got COPD, you're at high risk. You should not be in that grocery store unless you absolutely have to. Now, if you absolutely have to be in the grocery store, get a lightweight mask, use it, do it slowly, make sure that you actually have other food that you want to get in an area, like on a sheet of paper, so you know what you're doing. But frankly, you shouldn't be in that store. That would be the healthiest thing for you to do.
I know the city and county also said if you see somebody without a mask on, don't attack them.
And don't assume.
Right. They may have a need for that to not have
That's
one.
right. That's right. But I've got to tell you something. In our office, we had lots of requests from people not to wear masks, and we decided that unless they have COPD and they're on oxygen or something like that, people have to wear a mask. People don't like masks, but the reality is, remember, people didn't like wearing seatbelts. Yeah. People didn't like not smoking in bars. There are a lot of things that have changed in our society for the better, and the mask is the way to go.
Really good advice. All right, let's go to Sue in Madison. Sue, go ahead.
Hi, I was wondering if you have a positive COVID antibody test, can you have the virus at the same time, or because you developed the antibody, you've shed the virus?
We have no idea. First of all, we know if you have a positive antibody test, probably you had the virus. Remember, the tests are not totally accurate, so there can be a false positive that you never had the virus. And secondarily, we have no idea whether or not you now have immunity from the virus. This is early science. We don't know what it means. And therefore, you really can't depend on the antibody test as either being correct or whether or not it means that you're immune. And that's the way it is as of today.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for calling. Okay, let's go to Jennifer in Janesville. Hi, Jennifer. What's your question?
My question is for Dr. Zorb. With children going back to school, are there any studies that pertain to long-term effects of the children wearing masks for 8-hour days? If there's any literature out there about that, because we're concerned about our future of our children.
Well, first of all, there are no studies out there that I know of kids wearing masks, for 8 hours a day. But frankly, there doesn't seem to be a downside for masks. They feel uncomfortable, but it's not as if you're breathing a ton of carbon dioxide. People are more, are worried about a mask actually affecting health. And the fact is, more likely the issue is if your child gets COVID, are they going to have a long-term consequence? Because we know that some children have an inflammatory syndrome that can actually be very, very life-threatening. So the issue more is COVID than it is wearing the mask. But I don't think there will be any problem wearing a mask for 8 hours a day. The real issue is, can you get your child to wear a mask 8 hours a day? That's another issue.
Yeah, especially the little ones. That's tough to do.
Jennifer, that was a great question, though, and a lot of parents are having similar thoughts with the school year just around the corner.
All right, let's go to Jeannie in Prairie du Sac with a question for Dr. Zorba. Go ahead, Jeannie. Do we have Jeannie? How about now? Do we have Jeannie? All right, let's go back to line 1, and Teresa, I believe it is. Teresa, go ahead.
Hi, I was just kind of curious. This is a little off the COVID question. Has he ever heard of a Tarloff cyst on a spine?
What sort of a cyst on the spine?
Tarloff.
Tarloff.
Well, there are certain cysts on the spine that are benign. Some are malignant. Some are in between where we don't know what they are. And so anytime you have a cyst on the spine, which is an MRI scan or a CT scan positive, you really have to sit down on an individual basis, discuss it with your doctor and find out. But some spinal cysts are completely benign and some are malignant. And that's where a personal relationship with your doctor really counts to interpret that for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you for calling. Let's go to Dave in Madison. Hi, Dave. What's your question?
Hi. I am wondering, I have a friend that wears an N95 because he does shopping for several people around town, I mean for elderly people. And is it necessary for him to wear an N95 if he could wear a lighter duty mask?
Well, that's a really good question. First of all, if you're shopping for older people, the idea that I would say that would work best is you leave the groceries in front of their door, wherever it is, you go 6 feet away, and then you say, here are your groceries. If you're getting closer and you're concerned that N95 is better, but in fact, we know that any kind of a mask is better than nothing. But if you're working with elderly people, keep that 6 feet. That is the safest thing. Masks are secondary to that 6 feet away from the person.
All right.
We have time for Bob in Ridgeway. Bob, go ahead quickly. We got a little bit of time left, about 30 seconds. Bob, go ahead.
Thanks, Doctor. On the COVID-19, I've heard that vitamin D3 and also NAC is supposed to be valuable for helping to fight it. Do you know anything about it?
Vitamins
No proof at all. No proof at all. It's a good thing. It's speculation, but there's absolutely no proof. It's in the blogosphere. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But vitamin D supposedly works for a lot of things that it doesn't work for. Take it in the winter. I think that's a good idea. It's not going to protect you from COVID unless it's proven.
All right. Zorba, always good to talk to you. Thank you very much for sharing all that.
Yeah, and thanks for your calls, everybody. We're sorry we didn't get to all of them, but we'll do this again very soon. Zorba, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Good to see you. And we'll be right back. Stay with us.
3, 2.
We're celebrating the re-grand opening sale now at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 60% off everything in the store. Plus, make low monthly payments with no interest for up to 6 years. Shop safe your way online or by appointment in store. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
This month, all CoreTech waterproof vinyl plank flooring is on sale at Sir Jenian's, starting at $339 a square foot. We offer the largest CoreTech selection in Madison. Take advantage of unprecedented sale pricing with 18-month financing. Local, sustainable Sir Jenian's.
Today, you can turn your home into a university, and you can turn a lasting career into reality. With Herzing University, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields, anytime, online. Herzing is recognized, accredited, experienced, and transfer-friendly with more than 90% student satisfaction. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into with Herzing University. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
Find your keys. Find your get up and go. Find pants that aren't sweats. Find your friends. Find your sense of wonder. Find the world is new again. At Chevy, we'd like to take you there. Now, during the Chevy Open Road Sales Event, get up to 15% of MSRP cash back on select 2020 models. That's over $5,700 cash back on this Equinox. It's time to find new roads again.
Doorbuster alert now at Ashley Home Store. During the re-grand opening sale, shop Doorbuster dining tables for just $10 while supplies last. You heard right. Dining tables are just $10. Shop early for the best selection. The re-grand opening sale is on now at Ashley Home Store.
Well, we have clear skies across the area right now, and that's going to continue for the next several hours. In fact, a lot of sunshine. Enjoy it today. Temperatures are going to stay into the lower 80s for at least the next hour or so, dropping down into the 70s. And then as we check out our 10-day forecast, it's going to heat up this weekend. 92 on Saturday. Heat indices approaching 100, so alert days are in the forecast both of those days. And there will be the threat for storms later on Saturday night into Sunday, and then cooling down a little bit before the heat returns the following weekend.
All right, Aaron, thank you. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4. Mark is off, but Lola and Louie are working hard. We'll have the latest from the News Hounds Now update.
And our Michael Bruno shows us even a dance troupe can bust a move during a pandemic. That's on the next Live at 4.